Pictures presents.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night.
It's time to pump it up. It's time to move it to you. It's time to make you move.
Now, it is time to play.
Now, you've just come back from America, Hollywood.
I do, yeah, I have just been back, yep.
You went over there, you were part of a 20-person team from Australia to compete in the World Championship of Performing Arts.
That's right.
And you actually come back with 1 gold and 4 silver.
I did, and it was just the most amazing experience. I can't recommend it more highly to anybody. You know, it's just the opportunity of a person's lifetime, a career, to be able to not only represent Australia, but to be able to go over to Hollywood, which, you know, and perform over there. But I got to meet so many influential people in the industry. You know, not only, you know, be a tourist on the side as well on the odd days that we had spare, but just to be a part of a Hollywood experience. The production on the main show was larger than life. It really was. So, and there were countries represented, 51 countries were represented. It was sort of like a...
I was about to say, it's like it's been likened to the Olympic Games.
Or the Eurovision.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very much like that. I mean, it's such an honour just to be told that you're going to be representing a country and then to meet up with everybody else. And even the early format was very much along the lines of the Olympics, because we all went there with, you know, walked into the main area with our flags, and it was just such a different experience. Nothing like it here in Australia, and it's a pity because it could really open up a lot of opportunities for a lot of artists if we did have something like that here.
But Keri, look, I'm a wee bit confused because the gold medal that you got was in the Latin category.
Yeah, well, it's actually off my album. I've got a song off the one called End of Time, it's been quite an international track, and it's covered a couple of genres, which we knew when we did it. It sort of fell into, you know, a couple of US categories or genres of music, really, in the country realm, and, you know, we were aiming at the international market when we did record that.
So how did they run this competition over there? Was it into genres or...
Yeah, well, the really amazing thing, it's not just music, it's acting, it's dance, it's all sorts of things. Modelling is even involved.
I saw that.
And so we've got, like, as far as the music category goes, there are age groups. It goes all in the different age groups, and then all the genres you could consider. Every single genre of music is represented. So you can actually have an opportunity to, you know, participate in more than one genre of competition.
So it must have been held at more than one centre then?
Well, it was actually held in one area, one major area. We had all these different ballrooms, actually, that were utilised, and concert halls. So it was pretty well central in Hollywood. We were very lucky to have that. You know, you could just sort of walk down from your accommodation and away you went. But it was really a great, just even that side of things was really wonderful. And then to have the 2 main shows that we did as well. Oh, such an experience.
Now, I believe over 75,000 artists actually auditioned for this, and the final was from 51 countries and about 5,000 artists.
That's exactly right.
How long, over what period of time was the...
10 days or something?
Yeah, only 10 days. And it was pretty full on 10 days, I can tell you. The judges as well, the judges were top of the pile. They were the best in their field. So we had people who were major songwriters, major production people, major managers from Nashville, and, you know, you name it, they were there. And, you know, you just don't get that opportunity anywhere else in the world.
How did you get invited, Keri? Did who from Australia here come up to you and said, look, Keri, we want you to be part of our team, or did you have to audition?
Well, I actually sent out an audition, put in my my nomination for it, and unfortunately I couldn't get to the audition. And so they rang me and said, because I actually said to them, look, I don't think I can actually participate in the audition anyway. I can't make it. Sorry, maybe next year. And then I was really fortunate because they rang me and said, look, we've already had a look at all your qualifications, all your experience and successes. We've listened to your music and we've watched your video clip. We'd really like you to consider, you know, coming to the United States anyway. So I said, yeah, absolutely, with bells on.
The Australian team actually, I believe, took out the Grand Championship, and Smoking Joe Robinson, I believe he was the winner of...
Grandmaster.
Yeah, he the winner of Australia's Got Talent. He took out the 2009 Senior Grand Champion Performer of the World.
He sure did, and he did it with Australian style, I can tell you. He really was incredible. he did a performance of Classical Gas.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it was smoking all right. It was really a fast version, like nothing. I've never ever seen anybody do it the way he did it.
Gee.
And he just had that pizzazz. He had, you know, professional written all over him, and a standout performance.
So what do you think? You'll have him in your band, surely?
Oh, wouldn't I like that? No, but he's a really nice guy. We still talk quite a bit, so he's a lovely guy, and I know that, you know, Australia has to really know that that kid's going to go great places. He's already got career happening over in Nashville now, and he's on tour consistently and being sought by every company, management, you know, you name it. They're really trying to steal him with deals at the moment, so...
Well, I think you're going one better than him, because you've actually, out of this, you've actually picked up an international distribution deal for your music, and one of your songs, I Know What I Want, or I Know What You Want, has been picked up by a major radio station over there for their breakfast show.
Yeah, it certainly has, and I'm earning some nice copyright. I'm really happy with the royalties.
Good.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I'm so fortunate, because that was the thing. We got a chance to meet up with industry people. They were called go-sees, and you either got an open go-see or you got an invitational. Well, I received a few invitational go-sees, which had one-on-one with these people. And one fellow from New York actually loved my stuff. He's actually taken my stuff on as a licensing agreement now. I've also got some distribution picked up from all my music from here on in, so that's great, because that actually takes me into a wider market on the world scale, which is always really hard for us in Australia as independents to actually acquire. And I've also, you know, just sort of been really lucky to be able to have contact with these people on a regular basis. There's possibilities for management. There's all sorts of things for marketing, and you know, it's really a wonderful thing. And the radio, well, I've been getting airplay in the States for quite a while now, but it was really beautiful to have a radio station that really goes pretty well over all of the states. Linked up to a lot of different stations. Picked it up as the breakfast song for their programming, so I'm really fortunate with that one.
When you come back from Hollywood, you've gone from Hollywood to the glitz and glamour and the big lights and all this and everything like that. You've come back to Australia. Then you've gone out in the bush at the eyes of radio with all the bull dust and flies.
Good girl.
Well, look, it was a lot of fun. I tell you, I love Mount Isa, but I've got to say it was a little bit culture shock. I'd just come from LA, and I'd been in the shopping district down in LA, and you know, going to Disneyland, and within, you know, a week straight out to Mount Isa, and you said dust, and we played out the Red Earth Hotel out there, and the Mount Isa Hotel, and everyone was there. It was just such a busy weekend, as you can imagine. Becky Cole was on the bill there. We had, you know, a few other people, a few country artists as well. And, you know, we were lucky that we got that opportunity. We love going out there. Mount Isa people are beautiful people.
Listen, you're going back overseas next year?
Yes, I am. I'm actually, first and foremost, I've been asked to do a little bit of representing for World Championship of Performing Arts and doing a few talks over in New Zealand. And I'll be going over to New Zealand also to perform, so we'll be doing that in March. And then I head back to Hollywood again with the Australian team, because they've requested that I go back and represent again. And I'm also just sort of acting as a little bit of an ambassador, I guess, and looking for, you know, myself, the talented people that I can encourage to get involved in the World Championship of Performing Arts this year, or for next year.
Your latest single, Tickin'.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, you know, I think that came from, it really came from when I think, I've had a couple of different influences on it, but I've actually thought about that more so than any other time just recently. And if I look back, it would have been when my father passed away. I remember, it's a bit of a sad story if you don't mind me sharing it with you, but my dad had lung cancer, unfortunately, and he, when he passed away, when he was really sick, before he passed away, he couldn't care for himself because nobody actually knew he was ill. And when we sort of went down there, the lyrics that are in the song really epitomise what I went through with the house, I guess. And when we got there, we found these bags full of watches that he had, and all styles. You know, he just used to sell them to people, and I guess that's where it started. It's sort of like, you know, clock. And everywhere we went, he had that many clocks in the house. Incredible. So that's where it started. Our life experience, I guess.
Yeah, it's excellent stuff. Look, Keri, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yes,
great.
It has.
So I really enjoyed your company.
All the best to you for the future, and hope everything continues to go well for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that was fabulous, and bye from me too, Keri.
Yeah, and thanks very much from me as well, Keri.
Nice to talk to you all. Hey, I really, really did enjoy your company.
Cheers, love. Well, listen, we're going to go out with Chicken once again. Thanks very much.